So hey guys, Jason here from Cricket Store Online, and just wanted to do another little quick tea time episode. And so in this episode I'm going to be talking a little bit about players grade cricket bats. Because people always, when you go out to bat, you want the best bat possible. So you want something as close as possible to a player's grade bat. Players grade bats are part of the reason why the international players can score runs so easily. Now, another reason, which is completely different, is they generally play on billiard tables. The grass and outfields are really nice and quick, and it's really easy to hit the ball through the gap. Here in America, generally speaking, if you try and hit the ball through the gap, play the ball on the ground, it stops 10 feet short of the cover fielder because the grass is 4 to 6 inches long because of the parks and stuff. So one thing that you can do to combat that is you can get yourself a bat with a big sweet spot and pings really nicely. So what I want to do to you today is I'm going to show you a SS Gladiator here. This is the SS Gladiator. Let me turn that around for you. Okay. And what you're going to do here is I want you to look at something here. This is concaving, or this is what's called scalloping on a cricket bat. So nice big edges, right? Relatively high spine. And this bat weighs about 2.9. And so what they do to reduce the weight, because before the scalloping, this bat probably weighed about 2.13. They do all the scalloping, and they get this bat down to about 2.9. So it's a really nice bat, SS Gladiator. And so the reason they do the scalloping, scalloping is not ideal, but the reason they do it is to get the weight down so that the average person can use it. So they can get this bat down very easily with 37 to 40 millimeter edges and get the weight down to a 2.8 or a 2.9. Now, normally what that bat would have looked like beforehand is something like this. Now this is the same bat, SS Gladiator, but this one I'm thinking is probably from the player's room. You can see there's no scalloping, and this bat weighs exactly the same as the previous one. This one also weighs 2.9. Alright, so you can see that. So these player's bats are very rare. And the reason it becomes a player's bat is because it's a naturally light cleft. So what you can have is you can have a nice big sweet spot, and it's got massive 40 millimeter edges. It's 2.9. And these bats are hard to come by. And the reason why there's none of that concaving on this is because that makes a nice wide sweet spot. So it's easier to hit the sweet spot and get the ball to the boundary. So that's just a quick look at that. Another one that I can look at for you, I'll show you, this is one of the Michael Clark bats. Right? You can see one of the spot, and it's blank. It's a player's grade Michael Clark bat. This bat weighs 2.8. It's got a 39. It's actually 42 on this side, 39 on that side, but it's got a big fat center, and you can see there, absolutely no concaving, and it's a big bat. Very nice bat as well. So I've got a couple of these. So how do we obtain that nice big profile, nice big sweet spot without all the concaving? Because remember, concaving is going to make that sweet spot a little narrow. So I'm going to show you. This is my Hammer Fire. Lower grade bat, only selling for $299, and you can see there very little to no concaving. So what we do is we take the meat out of the top there so that we can keep that sweet spot nice and big, nice and powerful. The edges are 36, 37 millimeter edges, 60 plus millimeter spine height. That's very important to a sweet pinging bat as well. And then very little concaving on that, or scalloping. We want to keep as much meat right there as possible, and the way that we do that is we take it out there. So this is what bat makers can do to keep that sweet spot nice and wide, keep it powerful, but not have too much concaving, which is going to make that sweet spot nice and, or not nice and thin, going to make that sweet spot very thin. So that's just a little bit. I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about players' bats and how bat makers can make a regular grade timber as close as possible to a player's grade bat. And one of those things, as I said, is to have no concaving on the back. Concaving is bad. But remember, before we stop buying bats with concaving completely, the reason they do it is to reduce the weight so that the normal people can do it. So that's just another option for bat makers to do, and something at Hammer Cricket that we do. But all of these bats are extremely good. Even though that sweet spot on that Gladiator is a little bit narrower, it's still got a very nice high spine. So the sweet spot is still very powerful. You hit it in that sweet spot, and it's going to fly to the boundary. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat. Catch you guys later. Bye.